Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnaz.
And today we're going to go over our top 10 favorite giant monster villains. So this encompasses anything that has giant monsters in it.
Anything kaiju related, it's got monsters. We love it. We want to talk about
anything bigger. I wanted to bring in like Lord Zed, but like monsters aren't really that big for the majority of the shows and stuff. So
Until they grow.
So can I add it?
We'll have it as an honorable mention.
Fine. I love Lord Zed. Probably my favorite out of the bunch because he wanted world domination.
That is true. Technically, that is a villain right there.
It's good
world
villain.
Domination.
Awesome voice. Very intimidating looking. I don't want to mess with Lord Zed. I'm sure you don't either.
All right.
So, for number 10.
The actual list. Let's start.
We'll start the list. Number 10. Matthew Broderick from Godzilla 1998. He got Godzilla killed in the movie. Our favorite giant monster of all times is killed by Ferris Bueller. And the actions of Ferris Bueller.
Wouldn't we have selected the missile that went inside of Godzilla at that point of impact?
But he got Godzilla trapped in the bridge that the missiles could that allowed the missiles to hit Godzilla.
I'm going to have very conflicting pictures here. I'm going to have few pictures flashing at the same time here.
Okay, for serious, we'll actually start with a monster. I'm sorry. That was a joke. Although, still.
Number 10.
Number 10. Samuel L. Jackson from Kong Skull Island.
He is a monster.
Okay, so this is actually number 10. But we picked this here because I felt like he was a better villain than the Skullcrawler.
He was.
The Skullcrawlers just wanted to do what Skullcrawlers wanted to do. But Samuel L. Jackson was out for blood.
He wanted to kill him just because he could.
And even when his men were dying to satisfy his vengeance, he was okay with it. He just wanted to kill Kong.
And that is a true villain right there.
Yeah, and then even when they were, like, the rest of his men are about to die, the giant Skullcrawler is coming, and the only way to stop that freaking monstrosity is with Kong. He's still like, screw Kong, I'm going to hit this button.
Yeah.
And then Kong crushes him with his palm, and then, for some odd reason, didn't activate the bombs.
That is a whole different story itself.
Don't worry about it. But
Samuel Jackson, horrible monster.
Definitely intimidated me more than the Skullcrawler.
Yeah.
All right, so
number 9.
Number 9. We'll start with our first giant monster, which is Barber Gun from Gamera versus Barber Gun. It was hard to pick a good Gamera villain because we could have went with Gauss.
Yeah.
We could have went with Guron if we're going with Showa stuff, or Jiger because it tried to impregnate Gamera.
That is true.
But I went with the Rainbow Monster because he was my favy growing up. He shot rainbows out of his back.
He's got rainbow powers.
Frost tongue. And for the most part, almost all the early Gamera villains outside of Zigra were not really around for world domination. Plus, like, his movies should have been like what Kingdom of the Crystal Skull should have been.
Yeah.
Because it was like them stealing a crystal, guy gets backstabbed, but find out the crystal is actually a monster egg.
Literally.
Then Gamera has to stop the monster because the monster's changing things and what have you. I don't know. It's just like if X-Plus or like Monster Arts made that figure, I would more want him than most anything else Showa related. So that's why we put him here. Like, I always thought he was cool. And honestly, it seemed like the best foil for Gamera of all the other monsters we've gotten.
Number 8.
Number 8. Monster X from Godzilla Final Wars.
Why him?
Okay, so mainly we're picking these. A lot of this list is mainly for like that, like how evil we felt the monsters were.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's how we're gauging this.
So getting number 1 is actually like a good thing, unlike the.
Like number 1, I feel like is the most like devastating.
Yeah.
As a villain,
he did the most damage.
But with Monster X being controlled by the Exilians, I think that's what the aliens were called in the movie in Final Wars. But anyways, it was the grand final monster to be all that was going to kill Godzilla and let them take over the world and kill the humans. Right?
Yeah.
And arguably, I wanted to pick Kaiser Ghidorah, but I just don't like Monster X just looks cooler to me.
Yeah.
I like the fight. I also thought was way more entertaining before we got to Kaiser.
It's like you got to give it at least 10% to the looks of a monster, you know.
Yeah, like it looked cooler. Fight was cooler. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that one. Like Kaiser, I'm not a big fan of the design, and then the fight was just like gravity beams and stuff.
Next.
Who freaking cares? So for number 7, we have another Ghidorah, but this one's actually cool, which is Death Ghidorah from Rebirth of Mothra. Arguably my favorite looking of the Ghidorahs. Also was the one that was probably going to be, I don't think taking over the world, but was going to destroy it.
I can't.
We also had Grand Ghidorah would have been another good option, but Death Ghidorah just looks neater.
I can't knock on him. He tried to kill Mothras.
He killed a Mothra. Well, Death Ghidorah, or Grand Ghidorah, didn't kill any Mothras. Death Ghidorah did.
Exactly. I can't knock on him. He's my hero.
And then started burning down the forest. Doing his job justly.
Yeah, he's winning in my book.
So, for number 6, moving to... I wanted to put him higher because as a villain, I just really enjoy this dude. I don't know if Arnez knows anything about, but Ultraman Belial from Ultraman Zero, yeah. Ultraman Geed.
Belial's been in few of them, and if a monster in Ultraman makes it more than one TV show, it means he's good.
He took out all the other Ultraman, and oh man, I'm forgetting the official story because it's been a hot minute. But I know like the father of Ultra or Ultra King had to like sacrifice himself in order to deal with Belial.
Yeah, so he's on the list for a reason.
Yeah. You can let me know in the comment section below, but it's been a hot minute. But mainly like Geed's what I'm remembering from right now. And he's just like the coolest looking Ultraman. Like he's black, red, giant claws, maniacal. When he laughs, he's like one of the only Ultramans his mouth moves. Sweet. Number 5. One of the... what was kind of meant to be the last of the Godzilla villains.
Yeah.
At least from... there's a few times. But to conclude the Heisei series, we have Destroyer.
I love Destroyer.
Coolest looking... well, I like Biollante better. Biollante I never felt was a villain.
Yeah, I felt like Biollante just kind of got screwed into this
She was sort of like the good guy trying to stop Godzilla.
Yeah.
But just looks more evil.
That's why she didn't make this list. So Destroyer was more of like...
Destroyer is the walking embodiment of the Oxygen Destroyer. Which could end civilization if left unchecked.
Yeah. It literally explains it in his name. He wants to destroy shit.
Well, it was also probably one of the best things to deal with Godzilla at that time. Granted, gets taken out by the army. So...
yeah...
although we could have picked Space Godzilla 2 here because Space Godzilla does kidnap children.
Space Godzilla is just a pervert. He's just Kevin.
Touche. Number 4. I think it's the last of the Godzilla ones we have on the list. Oh no, we have one more. But Orga from Godzilla 2000 Millennium.
Overall, it's a good monster. Like, I hate the whole like where it came from theory. But the monster itself looked different, new design, pretty good.
Yeah, it's not like based off of anything previously. Like the initial form reminds me a lot of the Independence Day aliens, but Orga itself is just like giant hulking. It's pretty much like the Hulk in alien form and then tokusatsu related. Gives Godzilla a decent run for his money. Has regeneration.
It does have
abilities.
an Arnold arm, so you cannot be mad at it.
Yeah, like it's another one like left unchecked. Could have destroyed. Could have took over the world.
It would have.
Because they wanted to, in order to, deal with our environment, it was trying to absorb Godzilla to essentially become Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then, we don't need Godzillas. We don't need more Godzillas. Godzillas are bad. Especially in that universe. And for villains, easily one of my favorites. Granted, like I said, I like Biollante more, but...
it's got a pretty good beam. It's strong.
Yeah, decent beam. Ship was cool. And it was just like it was a different design and a take on a monster than what we were used to in most of these Godzilla films.
Which is why it's so high on the list.
Now, number 3. This was a tough one because there's a lot of monsters to pick in the movie, but we decided to go with this one just because most of them have the same job. Yeah. Outside of the last one.
Their job was literally just to torture and torment us.
Yeah, and then Slaturn was here to essentially clean us up.
Yeah.
But Slaturn didn't really amount to much. While Knifehead, on the other hand, took out Gypsy Danger.
He took out the arm and everything with that.
And is really what sold the movie for me when I first watched it. Like when I was initially watching the movie, like when he shows up and just rises out of the water.
You remembered that? Oh my god. When I first seen that, I was like, what is this?
Oh,
is this real? Is this an April Fool's joke? I'm like, what's going on?
And especially like watching it 3D, because like, okay, accent's kind of neat, but like, Knife Edge is the thing that most conveyed a Godzilla movie to me in that.
Yeah.
And then we got Godzilla fighting giant robots, and the fight was cool. And it was still a decent villain because he was there to essentially weaken us enough to where the larger Category 5 Kaijus could just mop up everything.
And
else.
he did. He did his job because of him, they're figuring out that the robots were not working out anymore.
Yeah, they weren't being effective, and they had to change tactics after he showed up.
Knife Edge did his thing.
Definitely did some good work. Number 2, I don't know why number 2's here.
All right, so to explain number 2,
I'll let you go.
Is he's the worst kind of villain. He has no meaning to his. He's a dick.
He's just a villain to be a villain.
Yeah, it's Gamera.
And he's not even. Yeah, he's not even a villain you can effectively deal with because he's in your dreams.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about him.
You ever try to fight somebody in a dream where you're just like, eh. And that's me swinging hard in the dream. It's just like you get no energy.
Yeah.
And then he beats you up and electrocutes you.
Yeah, you can't do nothing to him. It's like freaking Freddy Krueger, man.
Yeah, but giant toad cat.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Herpy cat.
Giant toad herpy cat.
Yeah. He's just... It's kind of hard to explain it, but it's like...
And he almost ruined the Godzilla franchise for most people. Yeah. He did his job.
He did his job, man. He delivered. He delivered. He beat up Minya. He's already my hero. He electrocuted...
Wait. Would that show you be that high on the villain list? Because he did something that you wanted to see done.
But then...
He was your hero, baby.
Ghidorah, too. I mean, he stomped the shit out of that Mothra.
Well, that's what kind of a normal Showa Ghidorah was on the... Also, Showa Ghidorah is really bad at trying to take over the world.
But like...
So was Heisei, though? Heisei didn't want that much either. Anyways, number 1.
Let's move to number 1.
Arguably my favorite kaiju, and also easily one of the best villains in any of the movies, is Legion from Gamera 2. Because Legion was here to terraform the world.
Literally. He is literally here to kill us all and make this
and move on to the next planet with its seeds. And she probably did the most was the biggest foil to Gamera, because without human intervention, Gamera wasn't beating that thing.
Yeah. So it was strong.
Yeah, and Iris would have been another good pick, but I never really felt like Iris was like going to end everything.
Yeah.
Just a big giant monster.
Where Legion was here literally to end everything. That was its mission.
Yeah, it took the combined forces of the Japanese military and Gamera in order to effectively deal with it. Plus, Gamera having to shed its human counterpart in order to beat it.
Oh my god, that movie has loopholes. I don't want to talk about them.
But it has Steven Seagal's daughter in it.
Yet again,
and just awesome monster. Need that X+. Gotta need that X+. But what do you guys think? Who do you guys think is the greatest villain in giant monster movies? Let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those monsters by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.